Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are diving into some interesting news from PHOTRONICS, a company that makes photomasks, which are basically stencils for making computer chips. It sounds complicated, but we'll break it down, and trust me, this isn't your boring corporate news. There's a juicy employment agreement in here that could have big consequences. Before we get started, if you enjoy getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where you can chat with other investors and get even more detailed analysis. So PHOTRONICS just filed what's called an 8K report. This is a report companies file with the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, when something important happens that investors should know about. In this case, it's all about the employment agreement with their Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, Eric Rivera. Basically, they've locked him in with a new contract. Now, let's talk about this employment agreement. It's a formal contract that details Mr. Rivera's job, how much he gets paid, and what happens if he leaves the company or gets fired. These kinds of agreements are important because they protect both the company and the executive. First off, the agreement says Mr. Rivera will get a base salary of $425,261 each year. That's before taxes and any bonuses, of course. It also says that the compensation committee, a group of people on the board of directors, will review his salary every year. They can give him a raise, but they can't lower his salary. He can also get bonuses depending on how well the company does, and that's decided by the compensation committee. Mr. Rivera also gets to participate in the same employee benefits as other executives at the company. The contract is set to last until April 30, 2028. That's called the initial term. After that, it will automatically renew for 2-year periods unless either Mr. Rivera or the company gives notice that they don't want to renew it. They have to give that notice at least 6 months or 180 days before the current term ends. Now, what happens if things don't go as planned? If PHOTRONICS fires Mr. Rivera without a good reason, which they call cause, or if Mr. Rivera quits because the company has made his job unbearable, which they call good reason, he's entitled to some benefits. He'll get a year's worth of his base salary paid out over 12 months. He'll also continue to receive his health and welfare benefits like health insurance for another year. Plus, he gets any unused vacation time, unpaid bonuses he's earned, and reimbursement for any expenses he hasn't been paid back for yet. Things get even more interesting if there's a change of control. This usually means the company gets bought by another company or there's a big change in who controls the company. If Mr. Rivera is let go or quits for good reason after a change of control, he gets a bigger payout. He'll get his unused vacation time, unpaid bonuses, and expense reimbursements. He'll also get what they call a stub bonus, which is his bonus based on how long he has worked in the current fiscal year. He'll also get 1.5 times the sum of his salary and his highest annual bonus. This means the highest bonus he's ever received or the average of his last 3 bonuses, whichever is bigger, plus he'll get 18 months worth of the cost of his health and welfare benefits. All this is paid in a lump sum shortly after he leaves, as long as he signs a release promising not to sue the company. There are also some restrictions on what Mr. Rivera can do after he leaves the company. For 18 months, he can't work for a competitor that makes photomasks in any area where PHOTRONICS does business. He also can't try to hire away any of PHOTRONICS executives or consultants. Now, let's talk about why this all matters. Executive employment agreements like this one are important for a few reasons. They give the executive some security, knowing they'll be taken care of if things don't work out. They also protect the company by preventing the executive from going to work for a competitor or poaching employees. And they can help keep the executive motivated to do a good job, knowing they'll be rewarded if the company does well. You can find the entire employment agreement in the Exhibit section of the report. This agreement is Exhibit 10. Now let's step back and think about what this agreement says about PHOTRONICS. First, it shows that they value Mr. Rivera and want to keep him around. Giving him a raise-only contract suggests they think he's doing a good job. The change of control provisions also suggest that PHOTRONICS might be thinking about selling the company or merging with another company. Otherwise, why would they include those provisions? Looking at the company direction, this agreement suggests PHOTRONICS is stable and focused on retaining its key executives. A potential weakness is the cost associated with change of control scenarios, which could be significant. I see a reasonable target price of PHOTRONICS as roughly around $20 based on its business, but I would have to make further analysis in the future. Alright, that's our breakdown of PHOTRONICS' latest filing. What's your take on this employment agreement and what it signals for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.